what's the name? I came out today with my legs.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You're lucky, Ty. You know, not a lot of people get to see me with my legs out.
This is the first time we've seen his legs in 13 years.
Exactly. This is a special moment.
Special occasion.
Like all my legs got surgeries everywhere. I got bullet wounds and shit.
I'll be honored.
I appreciate you, man. Like, you know,
bro.
meeting people who are like-minded is very rare.
I got my knees out.
See, this is why I love the support.
I got my knees out. Don't
Like,
worry.
for y'all listeners, I know, and viewers, by the way, he came, his knees were not out, but he saw me, he's like, yo, I got you. He started ripping his pants. He's like, I got you, my guy, I got you.
Don't worry. We are family.
Definitely.
Amen.
You never heard our intro, right? Let's start.
Welcome to Hawaii. Here come this night.
Yes.
Stand up and because I swim the sea. I am sure and all the people will listen to my talk.
Hello.
Nice of you, Turks. Nice of you, Turks. Well, you know, since we just played the intro, it doesn't really matter anything we do. Turks, you know why I'm buying time, Turks?
Because we're trying to calculate the distance between Earth and the Sun and how long does it take to figure out the episode number.
Hey, welcome to Kabsa Boys. It's your boy Adam. What's happening? What's popping? My jaw is perfect now. I can give you all the bullshit that I wanted to give last week, you assholes. Went up my ass. For people who always message us about mental health and, like, you know, finding yourself, y'all were telling me, yo, fuck your pain, just do a podcast. So I don't know where y'all stand on this bullshit. Anyway, I got the homie Shams right behind me.
Hey.
Just came back fresh from Barcelona. He was not clubbing, ladies and gentlemen. No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
He was not by the beach having fun. No, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
He was just from Messi de Barcelona all the way to our friend's wedding. Shout out to you. I don't know if I can mention you or not.
No,
so
yeah.
we'll just let it slide.
Yes.
And then he came back straight to the to the house, hotel.
Yes.
Whatever it is.
The home.
And of course, I got the homie Turks right next to
Yo.
me. That's it.
Yep, that's it. No updates.
And today we got a special guest with us. Straight from, I think, 6 flights until he got here. We got an amazing person. It was an honor meeting you. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Have fun. Peace. We're out. We're done. That's the whole fucking interview. You're good, my guy. We got the one and only Emmy Award winning. I'm not going to tell the other bullshit I wanted to say.
Go ahead, man. We
The
here.
one and only Musicman
here.
Ty.
Yeah,
Shout out to you, man.
Thank you, brother.
We appreciate you for having you. Shout out to Noor for actually, allowing us to have this. Noor was against it. She was like, yo, I know you guys are like, lower than me in status. So I don't think that you should do this. I was like, oh, Noor, I beg of you. I beg of you, Noor. She's like, you know what, peasant.
You shall have this one. You shall be granted.
Please.
So she's like, I got you. I was like, thank you so much. You are the best, Noor.
Oh, man.
I wish we had so many Noors in our life.
Amen.
Shout out
We
to
need
you.
them. We need them. Thank
So thank you for being here.
No, thank you, man. Thank you guys for having me, man.
Look, before I know we're gonna be talking about music. I'd love to ask you about your work with Swizz Beatz, Alicia Keys, Ariana Grande, Mac Miller, DMX, and the list goes on and on and on. But before I do that, I wanted to. I know you. I'm not going there. Don't worry about that.
Showtime.
I'm not gonna go there. Don't worry about it. That's after the podcast.
I'm here, bro. I'm here.
I wanted, when first Noor introduced me to you, I was looking up to understand the things that you worked on, and the one thing that really boggled me is your road trip from getting where you were to where you are today, and I would love to know the feeling of getting an Emmy. For someone who tried never and will never get anything, right? The only award I get is participation award, and I buy it and give it to myself.
You got some awards coming. Don't worry.
I appreciate it, my guy. Yeah, it's
coming.
gonna be a beatdown from Swizz. That's what I'm gonna get. Actually, I'm not afraid of Swizz. I'm afraid of Noor now.
At this point,
You got to watch out for her. You got to watch out.
I'm sorry, Noor.
Boss.
Shout out to Good Intentions, man. Shout out to Swizz.
Amen.
Tell me about your road trip, bro. Because you know what I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask you, how did you get to Swizz?
How did I get there?
But I think there's a bigger story before Swizz.
Yeah.
And I want to know that journey, because the one thing that, especially here in the region, we always hear about people's journeys, but we don't really hear it from the source itself. We hear someone saying, oh, this person did 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
But the journey itself is a struggle. It's a pain in the fucking ass. And I want to know, before you met Swizz, how did you get into this? How did you get into producing? How did you get into music?
Okay. You want me to start at the beginning?
Yeah.
The beginning.
We got all the time in the world, man. All the time.
Let's roll the tape
All right,
back.
so the way I started, basically at the age of 3, I started playing guitar, and was really big in church. That was my life, going to church. My mom took me to church, and since I was born, you know, that was my lifestyle. 7 days in church. If anybody know anything about church, 7 days in church. Every day was church. I don't know, prayer meetings, just everything, Sunday school, whatever. So that's really how I got started in the music. My uncles played music, so I would watch them, and, you know, I would just learn from them. And you weren't good enough unless you can actually play. So when I started playing, I had to really like study and really understand like what it was. But since I was young, I always had a feeling about music and what it actually did to me. So when I heard music, it just brought a feeling to me where the energy of it, it just made me feel different. And I heard like how music transforms people, like even in church. Like that's where I really studied it and seen it. Like when certain songs are played, what energy that possesses to everybody in the church, how people feel, how they move, their emotions, everything, the spirit, how it flows. It was just different. And I said, wow, I want to do that. That's something I want to do. And it was in me since a young age. So that's really the beginning of it. And from going through that gospel music, you know, key point, I never listened to hip hop or or hip hop or what is it? R&B, soul. Never listened to that until I probably was, I would say about like 16, 17.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so everything was gospel.
And you were born in the golden era of hip hop also.
Yeah,
Like
right.
when you were-
like, I was born in the 80s.
Right?
I was born in the 80s and never. No Public Enemy, no KRS-One, like none of that. My mom was not having it. Like you listen to gospel and that's it.
Wow.
Anything else was instrumentals, I could listen to that. But anything else, nah, you ain't having it. So
That's a different message that she didn't want you to be a part of.
Yeah, she didn't want that, you know. She just didn't want it. She said, this is the road that you take. And, you know, I appreciate it because, you know, it grounded me to a place where I could understand, you know, where I was at and, you know, what energy was in me that I can actually portray to the world. So from the start point, that's what I'm listening to. But the thing that people, you know, didn't really understand is that in gospel music, it is a range of different type of music. It's not just one style. Like the thing that I learned is that in most gospel music, the only difference really in most of the stuff is the lyrics, the message. But as far as the sonics and the music part of it, it's soul, it's R&B, it's hip hop, it's country,
That's rock.
rock.
Yeah.
All of those genres come
Combined,
together.
basically.
Yeah. So that was my start. And that's where I really started, you know, listening and training and learning to play by ear. You know, I was never trained. So everything that I learned and everything I know how to do was just by ear, by listening. You know, so I went there and, you know, so I started doing that. I'm playing gospel music and doing that and started, you know, being able to play in the church and getting good. And, you know, my uncles are the OGs. I mean, like, when you say OG, like, killing it.
Damn.
So I'm like, please, can I have one, can I have one shot? Please, just one. I promise I won't disappoint. And so, you know, they taught me, and that's where my music, you know, really started from. Being with that, moving a little ahead. I got to go to New York. It's a story behind it, so I got to tell it, you know, how I became, you know, to be with Swiss. So my whole life was music and basketball. So those were my two things. So with that, you know, basketball gave me the option to actually, you know, move out of, you know, the D.C., Maryland area, the PG County area, and I got to go to Pace University, which is in New York, right there by the Brooklyn Bridge. I'm in the city. I'm there.
right in the middle of the city.
I'm there. And the funny story is my mom wrote a note because my mom was scared. Terrified.
Don't kill my son.
Right. You're not.
Please leave him alone.
Right. You going to New York?
He's a good boy.
New York City, right. And she wrote a note, and in the note, I don't remember every word, but I remember she said the main part that it was she wrote some things, you know, I love you. I want you to have a great experience. And the main part I remember was she said, if you make God proud, then you make me proud.
Oh, that's amazing.
And that stuck with me. Yeah. You know, that was my journey.
She set you up.
Yeah. The whole time, like she said,
she gave you a goal.
She said, boom.
Yeah.
Don't mess this up. Yep. Right? Don't mess this up.
God is watching.
Right. If God is disappointed in you, I'm disappointed.
Oh.
You know, nobody want to disappoint their mom.
That is strong.
Right? So that was the thing. Went to New York. I'm playing ball.
Realized that you were trash. Then you looked into music.
Oh man! Listen, I'll give you the business. Where that ball at? I'll give you the business.
It's right there.
I'll give you the business. But no, it was great experience. And from that point, I was still doing music. So I was still playing in churches and things like that while I was in school. From that point, key point to the Swiss story is. I met Monique Blake. So you guys know Monique.
Yeah, shout out Monique.
Mo, shout out Mo. You know, I met her on my second day in college.
Oh, early.
I met her on my second day in college. And from that point, like I was just telling someone this story the other day. From that point, we became family.
Amazing.
I mean, I couldn't go home. I ain't have no money, nothing. I'm in college stuck. Broke, stuck. Yeah. Mo's like, hey, Ty, you need anything? Come to my house for Thanksgiving. Like, Mom's buy me bus tickets so I can go home see my family.
Amazing.
Like, all of this. And I'm just like, nah, she's a genuine person. You know, and so from that point, we became, like, best.
She was God sent to you.
100%.
Yeah.
God sent. Like, what has been, it had to be about, like, 24 years or so. You know, since you know we met and we became friends, and I mean, she used to come to my room. I'm playing the piano. She still does it till this day. Anytime I'm around the piano or anything, or she's like, "Hey, Ty, can you play this? Play this song.
Amazing.
Play this song." So
start pushing you.
Yeah, she's pushing me. So you know, I would play and everything. So after ball, you know, I'm still in New York, and I'm like, I'm not going home. I can't. Like, I can't go home until I do something with my life that is great enough for me to feel like I can actually go back home.
New York gives you that feeling.
It gives you, it's the energy.
And the opportunity as well.
It gives you that drive.
Yeah.
You see everyone waking up, just hustling back and forth. You're like, yo, how am I different?
Like, what is it? So from that point, I said, after college, I'm not going home. I'm staying here. I'm going to make it work. I have to be an adult now. This is my life. Make it work.
Shamsi, take notes.
You know?
take notes, Shamsi. Take notes.
It was, and it was
say being an adult now and what?
Being an adult now.
This is my life.
This is my life now, right? I got to make it work, right? So from that point, I had to figure it out. It was a lot of figuring it out. And I had to figure it out. And I just, you know, just pushing. So I'm doing everything, playing from bars, you know, working at studios, cleaning up, talking to people that I didn't know, that I'm just like, hey, would you listen to my music, or like, let me play something, whatever it is that I can do, just let me do it. 4 a.m., cleaning up after everybody, breaking down equipment, you know, putting the stage together. You know, people don't understand that it's a process you have to go through in order to get where you want. You know, and
that's a bar.
Facts. And And one thing that, also I learned from my mom is she said, whatever you do, make sure you do it well. Like, I don't care what you do, but you put your all into it and you do it well. So I did it. And that's
Don't
what I was
half-ass
doing.
anything.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I don't care what you do. If you're the popcorn maker, you better make the best popcorn. If you get in the water, you get the water the best. Whatever it is, you make sure that you're the best at what you're doing. So I started doing that. And here we go to the Swiss story.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to hold you. I'm down. I'm down. I'm struggling.
Let's go. I got no compunction.
Like your guy is struggling. Okay.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm trying to figure it out. Rent's due. Cell phone bill is due.
Shit.
Like,
I got bills to pay.
I got bills to pay. Like
And I gotta eat.
Yeah, it's past the 15th. It's like the 20th. And so I get a call from Mo. Mo calls me. Hey, Ty, like, what you doing? I'm like, I'm just at the crib. I ain't really doing nothing. What's up? What you need, Mo? Well, can you got a suit? Yeah, I got a suit. What's up?
This is in New York. When you're hustling, you got everything.
Yeah.
You got a construction vest. You got a suit.
Chef's hat, just in case.
The fact
You
is,
have everything in New York.
even if you don't have it, you say you got
Of
it.
course, that's a fucking fact. You always have it.
You always got it.
Always got it.
What you need?
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, I'll go get it right now and come back.
Yeah. I got it. Yeah. So I said, yeah, I got a suit. She said, okay, well, cool. Well, Swiss needs a driver. Like, do you think you can do it? I said, how much is it paying? I'm like, how much we talking, Mo? She gave me the number. I'm like, I'm in.
I got 3 suits now, not one.
I am all the way in. So
I'll carry Swiss if I got to.
100%. Like, it's like you coming to you the savior right now. So she said, all right, cool. Well, meet over here and pick him up. You got to drive. It was the VMAs. He's like, his driver just said he couldn't do it. Like, something happened. Like, I said, say less, Mo. Tell me where to be. I'm gonna be there. And so I go there, and my mindset is Swiss. This is Swiss beats. Now, I've listened to Swiss, when I'm in college, because that's around like 98, 99, 2000.
You couldn't escape Swiss back then. That
like,
was business.
what?
Yeah, that was his moment.
Like, what?
Yeah, that's
Like,
his moment.
you couldn't go into a place without hearing Swiss.
Yeah.
Like,
4 or 5
it was
tracks.
lit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's when the party turned all the way up. So I'm like, all right, cool. But the person in me that my mom instilled, I'm like, he's a person. You have to respect him
Facts.
and do the job that you came to do. Everything else don't matter. You do what you're there to do. So I said, I'm a driver. He wants me to drive. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't say nothing about nothing else. That's it. I'm the driver. I come to do my job. I'm gonna do the best job that I can do, and we go from there. So I go there. She's like, all right, he's gonna pull up in a white car. This man pulls up in a Phantom Ghost.
That's white. Was it white? Was white? Was it?
Oh,
I gotta smoke some shisha on that.
yo, the pressure and that.
Man,
Yeah.
the ghost.
Yes.
Right?
I know.
So I'm like, all right, keep it together. Just relax, keep it together. All you gotta do is drop them off, and don't scratch nothing.
Exactly.
Don't scratch
Don't
nothing.
do nothing.
So he comes, pick him up. He was like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, good, nice to meet you, everything. He's like, all right, cool. We go here. Mo's like, drop him off. You come back and you wait. When I call you, you go pick him up. All right, cool. So I did it, drove. I'm driving in the city. Oh man, okay, cool.
Slowest driving in your life.
What man? I wanted to put my hand out the window, and be like, left turn coming. Watch out. So,
Oh my God.
I get him there safe, and I'm like, all right, cool. He's there. You know, open the door, let him get out. He goes in. All right, cool. First half gone. So I go, wait for him. They call me. All right, no problem. Pick him up. Cool. Drop him back. All right, cool. All right, thank you very much. You know, have a good night. All right, that's it. I'm like, cool. I just made some bread. I'm paying rent. I'm paying everything.
I'm eating again.
I'm eating again. Like I don't have to eat honey buns and chocolate milk no more.
Oh yes, those were the moments.
You know,
Those were the moments.
the 2 for $1.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about. So,
That's struggling.
oh no, I was there. I was there.
Oh my God.
So after that, you know, the next day, you know, Mo called me. She said, "Hey Ty, like, you know, are you available to drive Swiss again, you know, today?" And I'm like,
Is that a question?
Another one?
Like another one? Like same bag? She's like, yeah, the same. I'm like, count me in.
Let's
Like,
go.
say less.
This suit is getting pressed right now.
Right, like this is
That's it. We're done.
so I do it again, and it just turned into a thing. Like they're calling me every day, and so I'm just like, okay, yeah. So it became, now this is part of my life, you know, and now I'm in Swiss.
Good money.
Good money.
A good person.
Steady.
100%.
Treats you well. You know.
Steady work.
100%, and that was the thing, you know, about Swiss, really. Like, he never treated me like, you know, lower than anything. Like, he always respected me, you know, driver, no driver, whatever. It was always a respect level, you know, and, you know, I really, you know, I use that energy right there, and I connect with that energy. Mm-hmm. So that's a big part of my life, you know. So when someone respects me and I'm respecting them, and you getting that same, you know, vice versa, is the energy you put out is the energy you get.
You go above and beyond.
Yeah, exactly. So
It becomes a mutual cycle between the two.
100%. So I'm making sure that this man is good because this man is actually treating me with that same respect and taking
Facts.
care of me. You know, so we do that, and, you know, everything is great. And I told him only one thing. When I go to church, I got to go to church. You know, like, I'll work, you know. And I mean, if anybody knows Swiss, in the work is no sleep. No sleep.
We have ideas.
Non-stop.
Absolutely
we know.
sleep.
Yeah.
You know,
It doesn't exist.
It's impossible.
That's a
with this
language he
man.
does not fucking speak.
It's impossible. It's impossible. So I'm doing 72 hours, like,
On the go.
just going. So finally, you know, but I told him, like, listen, when I have to go to church and I have to play in church, like, I'm not gonna work on that day. Like, I just can't. Like, and that was just something that, you know, I chose to do, and something that, you know, a point in my life where I was at. And, you know, so, and he respected it. He's like, all right, cool. So I'll be in the studio till, you know, 7, 8 a.m. Swiss, I gotta go. You know, I gotta go. Like, you know, and he's like, all right, cool, no problem, go ahead. I go to church and whatever. So he started noticing that, you know, when I had my car, I would have all my equipment in my car. You know, I had my own band and everything, so I was playing. So he's like,
Hold on, you had that in the Ghost?
no, not the Ghost.
Hey, yo, Swiss, you know, I got 2 handbags in the back. Give me a second.
This drum set
Yeah,
to set up.
I'm using this one. I'm using it. So do you need the Ghost tomorrow, or like?
Swiss, can you Uber? Can you Uber? Because I kind of got something going on right here.
Right,
It's going to be a process, me removing everything out the trunk. So it's, can you Uber?
Right, I'm gonna just keep it going.
I bet you if you said that to Swiss, like, all right, man, I'll Uber, but, you know, I won't be asked later on. I'm not in the mood for this
I
right
don't
now.
know if Swiss was gonna Uber on that one. Like, what? But so, like, just one day, so I'm basically driving, and one day he's like, yo, man, so why you got all the instruments and stuff in your truck? And I'm like,
Be honest. He's like, yo, why you got you shit in my car? What the fuck is going on, my guy? Is this your house?
No, see, I'm not disrespectful. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't even do it, man. And so, like, it was cool though. He was just like, yo, so what's up? Like, you know, you got all the instruments and everything. And I'm like, yeah, you know. He's like, oh, so what, you play? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna have to check that out.
What kind of instruments do you have?
So, man, I ain't gonna even hold you. My truck looked like a music factory. I'm not gonna even hold you. I had
all of the instruments.
I had a Suburban. I had my whole band, so I had all the equipment. I had the Fender Rhodes. I had keyboards.
Wow.
I had my guitars.
You were ready to go.
Bass. I had drums.
Whatever you need.
If you would have called me today, yeah, let's go. Whole band set up right now.
Let's go.
You know, so I was ready for anything. So from that moment, he was just like, one day, you know, I'm driving him. He's like, hey, you know, come in the studio. The first time I came in the studio. Now, mind you, I'm driving for this man for a minute. I know Swiss. Now I know Swiss. Back then I didn't know. Swiss already knew I played. Swiss knew. He probably knew more about me than I definitely thought. That's Swiss because he does his homework and he know who he's dealing with. Yeah, he's all the way calculated and he pays attention, you know. So I go in the studio and finally get in there. That's a funny story. So I go in there and he's like, I see all these keyboards, I see all this guitar, and I'm like, whoa, oh man, I'm ready. What you want me to play first? What you want me to touch first? He's like, nah, just chill right there. This man made about 10 beats in 1 minute.
I'm not surprised.
10 beats in 1 minute on the MPC. And from that point, I'm looking, I'm like, wow.
Literally, wow.
Now you understand that kind of work ethic that's in front of you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, what? And the hardest part about it is he erased everything and said, nah, that ain't it.
That ain't it? Yep.
I said, what?
That ain't it.
Now, all 10 of those was fire. And he said, nah, that ain't it. And pressed erase on the MPC.
Just like that.
Just like that. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn.
Now we know why he is Swizz.
That's the standard.
This is why in the 90s, you cannot go anywhere without hearing Swizz fucking beats.
This is why.
It's that work ethic. He's willing to remove all his shit just for the right one.
Just for the right one. Because all the other stuff he don't really, he don't really care about. He care about that one. And when he got that one, he knows about that one. That's something that I learned from, being in his master class of his life. Something that like...
You had a front row seat.
What?
What better education can you get?
Like, no school, no nothing would teach you that.
None.
I had the experience of a master class from the master.
Yep.
And I'm sitting right there.
That's a bar right there.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, cool. So he's like, all right, cool, let's go. And I'm like, what?
We done?
I didn't play nothing. I didn't touch one instrument, one note.
That's not what you were there for.
That's not what I was there for.
Not yet.
And at that point in time, I didn't know. And at that point in time, I'm like, dang, like he had me in here and like, you gotta understand, like I said, it's Swiss. So we in there 12, 13 hours.
Yeah.
I'm in here 13 hours. I ain't touched nothing. I'm itching to play. I just want to do something. But it wasn't the thing. And that's what people have to understand. Like, when it's your moment, it's your moment. But a lot of it is the education and learning the process and learning what you need to know so you're ready for that moment.
It's about... See, a lot of people want to be the best. But a lot of people kind of miss out on the work ethic. Swizz... For a lot of people, like, I can't explain Swizz to a lot of people because Swizz was more than just a producer to us, And like, especially like me and you were almost the same age. So when we saw Swizz blow up at 17 years old, right? We're like almost all around the same age with him.
Right.
And we saw what he did in his work ethic. everyone thought it's gonna be, yo, this kid is just slick. He's new. He got that sound. It's gonna be here for a minute, and then that's it.
Right.
And then you watch him evolve. He didn't evolve out of nothing. He evolved because those 12, 13 hours was his gym.
Yeah, because
that was his exercise.
His muscle memory.
Exactly. And it's that work ethic in the middle that you have to believe yourself enough that even if my work goes to nothing, I know that I'm working for something bigger and I'm trying to do something bigger.
Right.
And you had front row seat to what is work ethic, what it is to be the best, what it is to be a great producer. Why do people call this man for work?
Right.
You had the front row seat that no one will ever get. This is God. Like this is all God. This is
100,000%.
This is you just believing in yourself and believing that you're gonna do something great in your life. And God said, "I give you something, something that you did not fucking expect."
I would have never dreamed to be in that room at that time. Nevertheless, to be in a position where I'm at right now, like. Is just almost like you can never imagine it. Can't
fathom what's going on.
You can't. It's like, okay, it's almost like, all right, I know I want to do great things, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know how I'm gonna get there. But I know what I want. And it's just like, boom, boom, boom. All these pieces to the puzzle start coming. And you're like, huh? What's going on? And God's like, this what you asked for, right? This what you want. And so
and you gotta be ready.
And you gotta be ready.
Gotta be ready.
You gotta be ready. Is no doubt. You can't have doubt. You can't have you can't be slow with it. When the button is pressed, you gotta go. So that was a part of that learning experience, because I'll be honest, like, yeah, I did music since I was 3. I was playing instruments since I was that. I learned instruments just by being in there and being the knowledge. But when it got to that time and transferring from live music to producing, I had to learn more. And it's always a learning process. And you have to be ready for that. If you're not ready for that, you're gone. You
got to be ready to learn.
One shot. You got one shot and it's over.
When I remember, of course, we all watched Jordan. I mean,
yeah,
it goes without saying. It goes without saying.
You have to.
It goes without saying.
Yeah.
So the thing that was always fascinated by Michael Jordan is not his play that we all saw. I want to see his training. I want to know what he did so he come to game day giving you 100%.
Right.
Because that was the key point. It wasn't him just performing. What got him to perform this way? What built him this way?
Right.
And I was always fascinated by all these GOATs and like what made them get this great. Because you only see them when they're on TV, right?
Yeah.
You see them when the album drops, but you don't see the middle.
You don't see the process.
How many hours did they really work? How much fucking not only effort and work, like how much like confidence did it have to have for me to say, yes, this is it? You know what I mean?
Right,
because you need to be confident in your work.
Yeah.
You need to trust yourself.
Right. You have to. That's very important. And that right there brings me to like a funny story. Because like when you're saying you have to be confident in your work and you have to know who you are. Like, and that's why, I'm Musicman Ty. I'm not Swiss Beats. I can't be Swiss Beats. Swiss Beats is already Swiss Beats.
Yeah,
I'm Musicman Ty.
He's out of here.
Yeah, he's out of here.
Yeah, he's out of here.
He's gone.
Yeah.
To the moon.
Yeah.
To the moon.
Exactly. He's gone.
But you have to be confident in yourself. And, he would teach me that. What his methods was teaching was so funny, because I didn't understand it. So once I finally, was from me not having to play a note and everything, and then finally he bringing me in, and when I got that chance to play, and I'm playing, I'm doing over one of his beats and everything like that, he just gives me he looks at me, he give me the nod.
The nod, that's it.
He give me the nod. He's like,
that was enough.
And that was good. And I was just like, all right, cool. Like,
I got that nod.
Yeah, I got the nod. Like, all right, cool. Like, don't mess up now. Just keep going, because you got the nod. So from that point where you know, he would invite me, but you gotta understand, I'm still struggling.
Still in that moment.
I was still struggling. Listen, I want to say this to the camera. Trust me, I was still struggling.
I was still hungry.
Okay?
I need you to understand.
I need you to understand the struggle was real.
I still only had one suit.
Yeah. Even though I'm in the studio with Swiss, I'm still struggling, okay? Because I didn't have no songs out. I didn't have nothing. I'm trying to get in that point. So from that moment, you know, I'm in the studio and I'm still driving. So I'm driving, going in the studio, and still driving. So along with that, and if anybody know anything about music, it's more mental that actually, you know, puts a physical weight on you.
Yeah.
You know, because your creative side is really like taking your energy. You know, so I'm there and I'm doing all this and I'm like, by the time I'm finished, I'm wiped. I'm done. But I have to realize I'm not anywhere where I need to be yet. So I'm finished, I drop him off. I'm going back making beats. I'm making music. At this point in time, I'm not gonna even hold you. I might be getting 2 hours of sleep, if that. Because I know I need to make some beats and wake up early enough to go get him. And then go to the studio. And if we're in the studio, I need to have something ready. Because he would say to me, yo, what you got? Play me something. And you can't play him no 1 or no 2 beats. Cause that's all you got? He not like, you gotta think, you gotta think about it. This man is
expecting something from you.
Yeah, but he's already on top.
Exactly.
So if he's on top and he's allowing you in that space, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? I don't care if you're getting 2 hours sleep, 1 hour sleep, no sleep. If you don't come the next day with those beats,
it's on you.
It's on you.
Yeah.
And you missing that opportunity. So I would come there. This is a true story. It has happened for a while.
This is amazing.
I would come there and I got my beats. I'm like, yeah. Like I was going in. I was going in last night. Like I'm getting it. Like, yeah. I put 5 instruments on here. I'm doing it. He was like, I get in the car. He was like, so what you got? I'm like, yeah, I got the CD right here. You want to hear it? Yeah. I put it in. First track play. 2 seconds in. Next.
Oh.
I'm like, all right, cool. Next one. Listen. 3 seconds in. Next. I'm like, all right, cool. He was like, next. I'm like, hold on, you didn't even get to the good part yet.
Like, give it a second.
I'm like,
I'm still building here.
I'm like, my man, you didn't even get to the good part yet. You ain't even let it build up yet. Like, you didn't even hear the bridge. You ain't hear what I did on the bridge. Like, I took it somewhere completely different. You know, and I'm like,
you lost him early.
I lost him early.
Yeah.
And what he was trying to show me and trying to tell me is that you only got the first 5 to 10 seconds to capture someone. And if you don't capture in that first 5 to 10 seconds, no one's listening no more. Yeah. No one's listening. True. So if it's not hitting right from as soon as you press play, if it ain't hitting or it's not making you feel something.
When you play music, 30 seconds is a very long fucking time. Mm. Like a lot of people, I work with a lot of artists here and I hear the shit. And sometimes they give me these long fucking intros to a track. Bro, relax. That is too long, my guy.
We're on the
theater.
That
is way too long.
Yeah. That's called an interlude.
Yeah, for real. Like, whenever I play something, I need to understand that, I'm going to enjoy this real quick or not. Yeah. Because right now, especially with people's attention span, you only got those first 3-4 seconds.
And the amount of music that you have out there.
The options.
Yes. Why should I wait 30 seconds to listen to what you're gonna do next with this beat? Yeah. You need to catch me early on.
You have to catch it early, you know what I'm saying? So, and these were all staple points that, you know, he was making to me, but he wasn't saying directly.
Yeah.
You know, so you thinking, I'm like, man.
You gotta understand it.
Yeah, you have to understand it because he wants you to grasp it because he can't do it for you.
And he says it to you, you maybe not listen to it. So you got to learn it through that experience.
You have to learn it through the
When
experience.
Swizz is silent, doesn't mean he's not speaking.
At all.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
Definitely right.
For the amount of time that I talk to him, I know whenever he's not talking, it doesn't. When he's silent, it doesn't mean he's not speaking. He's saying so fucking much.
Yeah.
But you got to be clever enough to understand what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that he's not listening.
Facts.
He's a listener.
Yeah.
He's
He'll
paying
get you back 2 months later. He's like, yo, remember that?
paying close attention.
Yeah.
You know, so that was like, and these are points in my life that I had to understand and that I had to go through to actually, figure it out. You gotta figure it out. So from that point, I'm like anybody, at that young age and at that age, it'd be like, dang, am I whack? Should I just not do it? And so, and this is the part,
the confidence.
this is the part that starts to who are you? This is a who are you moment.
Woo.
And it's like, what you gonna do? Are you gonna fold? Or are you confident in who you are? And so I'm like, hold on. Everything I play can't be whack. So it's something that I'm missing, that I'm not getting. So I asked him, I said, what is the part you don't like about it? And he told me. So when I'm playing stuff, I'm like, so all right, cool. Why you don't like this one? Tell me, because I need to understand. And I know that I'm dope, but I need to understand what you hear and what you're getting from it. And he would tell me different stuff, and he would say, well, your drums ain't hitting like this. Or like, it's not hard enough. Or I like the keys over here, but you're doing too much over here. Like, he would give me those little pointers, and I'm like, oh, okay. And then I started listening to different stuff. And I started listening to things that he was doing and what was actually like, just kind of like making him gravitate to certain things. And you could tell, because you could tell when people, and that's one big thing that I do now. People might see me and people might be like, oh, he goes out, he does this, but every time I go out, every time I'm going to smoke shisha, every time I'm, somewhere, I'm working. Because I'm listening to the music, I'm seeing what the DJ playing, I'm seeing what's going on, I'm looking at the crowd reaction. Because you want to know what's that energy that they're feeling. If they're not feeling, like, the worst thing you want is for a song to come on, whether you're a producer, DJ, if you're in music, the worst thing you want is when a song comes on and a person like, oh, I'm gonna go get a drink. I'm gonna go to the bar. That's the worst thing ever when your song comes on.
Make people actually not even interested to sit down and listen.
That's the worst thing, because you want to give them that energy to where it's like,
keep up.
yeah, I can't go nowhere.
Exactly.
Because
I gotta stay here.
Like, this this song is doing something for me. So like that feeling, and that was the feeling that when I was a little boy that I felt. So me understanding that, it was like, okay, these are the emotions and these are the feelings that you have to portray and that you have to master in order for people to feel it.
Would you say that usually as an upcoming artist, you're always thinking about your craft and thinking about how you can be the best? And with you doing that, focusing on yourself, saying, I'm going to do it my way and the way I want to see it, you kind of miss out on a lot of things. And then when you're in presence of greatness, you figure out there's another way that everybody's functioning, and they're looking at things that you are totally fucking missing, not paying attention to. And those were the actual things that had so much value.
Yes.
I remember there's this, I think it's still on Swizz's Instagram. He was at someone's wedding, and I think someone stopped the music to give a speech or something. And Swizz was telling him, he's like, we lost the crowd. It's because Swizz knows the value of holding on to a crowd.
Yes.
That's anytime he gets on something, he wants to grasp you and keep you there.
Yeah.
Because even though he's a great fucking producer, it's that DJ in him that will never go away. He still wants that.
That the thrill of the crowd, or just like the energy of the crowd.
Yes. He is an energy person. and I think that's why we definitely connect. You know, we vibe on energy, and in those settings, like, you know when the energy is there and you know when it's not there, and but certain people can enforce the energy because they have that will and they have that
ability to project.
That ability.
That presence.
Yes.
That presence.
So it's like when certain people, that's why you see like certain people are stars and certain people are just good.
Yeah.
You know? And it comes with a thing. You know, so it's like when that energy comes and you know you tapped into that, why would you not? Why would you stop?
Facts.
Well, I mean, why? You know, and we laugh about it today. Like, you know, when he's DJing and everything, and he's doing his shows, he doesn't want to stop. We can have a.
You didn't say. Oh, for real?
Oh,
for real? No,
Yeah,
we
you know.
don't know anything about that.
You know.
No, we have no idea.
It's like a hard thing. Like
Swizz, the sun is up, please.
yeah, we got a hard 12. Hard 12 o'clock. We ain't stopping. We just started. We ain't even started yet. Like that's him, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
But understanding him and understanding what it is, it's the energy.
Yeah.
And it's like when you're full of energy, why would you want to stop? Like, no, that feeling is amazing.
You want to take that energy and do something with it.
You want to take that and do it. So, you know, that was a part of it. You know, that was definitely a part of it. And just me understanding that point and different things like that, you know, helped me to develop more and helped me to like be, you know, the producer that I wanted to be, you know, incorporating, you know, the live music elements with, you know, digital production and things like that, and what it should sound like, how it's supposed to feel, like what translates to the people.
You wanted to keep learning
Of course.
because
Of course.
you know this is you can never stop learning, especially when it comes to something like this.
Yeah.
You're always learning. You're always finding something new.
You're always learning.
And if you always want to keep learning, you know you're always gonna get better and better and better and better and better and better.
Once you stop learning, like, oh, I got it, I did it. Once you do that, then you're finished. You're finished. You know, and where I'm at, and I can learn from anyone. I can learn from anyone. Like the kid that you played today.
Yeah, NBL. Shout out to NBL.
Yeah, shout out to him, man. Like,
Shout out to the family.
it was dope. His stuff was dope, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I see what he did. I have this thing when I'm listening to music, I just kind of like break it up into pieces. So it's like when I hear music, is everything just broken up. It's almost like stems, you know, to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I can't.
That's the musical mind.
Yeah, I can't stop it. You know, like it's hard.
You dissect it.
Yeah, I dissect. It's hard not to do for me, and it's been happening my whole life. So like when I'm listening out here, and I'm like, okay, cool. This is what the keys is doing. This is what the drums doing. This is what the bass doing. This is what the melody line doing. The vocals doing this. Okay, boom. And I'm like, okay, I got it. You know what I'm saying? So
You figure out the packaging.
yeah, and that's a part of Musicman Ty. That's a part of how I process the music when I hear it, and how I actually can create to make what I make. You know, so it's like it's important. You know what I mean? For different people to have their process of how they do it, but you know, like I was saying, like just that on like listening to what's his name again?
NBL.
NBL. Listening to NBL, I was just like it motivated
It's just
me.
like NBA, but the L is for loser.
Or lover.
Shout out to
Shout out to NBL.
NBL,
Like,
love my guy.
Dope producer, man.
Yeah.
Dope producer.
For anybody, like, you know, I know people are gonna ask which NBL tracks. We're not talking about his old tracks. We're actually NBL is working on his 2023 album, and
Yeah.
the guys got to.
They played
hear
me
it.
some exclusive.
Yeah, that shit is fucking wild.
Yeah.
That shit is fucking wild.
Dope.
And he'll just be so fucking happy to hear that.
Yeah, man. Like super dope.
Yeah.
Like super dope, man. Like
He's rare. He's very fucking rare.
Yeah.
Like I'm so fucking happy, and I'm proud to have him as a friend. I know that he looks up to me, like, you know, like a father figure, and like, you know, he looks up to me as someone who's way better than him, and he's a piece of shit. I know he does that. I know. That's how he
That's the setup. That's the setup. Yeah, exactly. Right there.
No, we're very good friends, and watching him when he works, anytime you critique something, he listens, and when he comes back to you with something else, he wants to make sure that you are shocked, that you didn't expect him to do that or this or any of that, because he's also always learning.
And that's a good thing about a student, always learning. Like when the criticism come, you listen.
Yeah, you don't take it personal.
No, you don't take it personal.
You listen,
and that's where a lot of people would, I wouldn't say fail, but take a step back, because they're looking at it at, man, I thought this was my friend. I thought they cared about me. I thought, why would they say that about this? And like, nah, they're trying to make you better.
Yeah,
They're looking out for you.
They're trying to make you better. So
but you also need
that.
to be clever enough to understand which critique has weight and which critique is just, you know, a random listener that's just throwing something at you. You
That's
know?
true.
You have to find a way to identify what kind of critique are you getting.
Right. And then, like, you know, with that being said, you know, when different people, like, you know, you play for, you know, just people who love to listen to music, you know, you might get 10 different things, but which thing is hitting the most?
Yeah.
If they saying that, oh man, like, you know, the piano sounds off. If you play for 10 people and you get 3 people say that, the piano is probably sound off.
Yeah, exactly.
Because at the end of the day, even though we are creatives, we're playing it for the masses, and we're doing it for the masses. So we want them to be able to grasp it in what we're doing. So when if the masses can't get it, then who are you doing it for? I tell a lot of people, like, are you doing music for the masses, or are you doing music for a hobby?
Those are two different things.
It's two different things.
Two different things.
And that's what, you know, that's what you said, like, you know, and I think you said something earlier about, you know, artists being creative and saying, like, I'm doing my thing, and, you know, I'm not listening to nobody. That's where it kind of becomes the difference. Like, yeah, you can do your thing, and everybody can do, you know, their thing, and it's important. But are you doing it just for yourself, or are you doing it for the people?
For an audience that actually will care.
Yeah. And it's like, and what's your purpose in doing it? And so, you know, that's one thing I say when the artist comes to me, hey man, I want you to produce a track for me. Like, I love your music. Can you produce a track for me? All right, are you doing it for the masses, or are you just doing it just so you can listen to it and play it for your friends?
Those are two different things.
It's two different things.
Yeah.
Cause then I know if you want to go, then we're gonna go. But if not, all right, I do something for, you know, do something for you.
I'm doing something big.
Yeah.
Everything I want to do, I want it to be big.
Yeah.
You know?
It has to be.
Not only that, you have, again, when I say it's a blessing to be in a position that you're in, it's because you could have met someone else and took your whole hard work into a different direction. But you met someone that doesn't want you to become him. He wants you to be you. And that's the big difference when it comes to Swizz. When we were working on the album Moya, Swizz was like, take care of it. Like, you guys know what to do. You love hip hop. You know what I expect from everybody. So just get it done.
Yeah.
And that's it. Because if I sit there and I'm like, and Swizz has to spoon feed us every little information to do what he wants to hear, then he has
He
no
could
value.
do it himself.
Exactly. I didn't need to spend 2 months with you guys
more
to
than
do what
capable.
I can do by myself in 10 seconds.
Yeah, more than capable of doing himself. But that's not him. You know, he's empowered. He wants to empower people. You know, he empowered me. He empowered, you know, the team. You know, shout out to Snags. Shout out to
shout out to
Avery.
Snags.
Amen.
You know,
Snags, we're scared of you. I just want to tell you, give you a heads up.
Snags. He gave me the story. He said,
I know we're still scared of you, Snags. I just want to give you a heads up. We fear you and we love you. Just remember that. Remember that we love you.
Love you is important as well.
like,
Yes.
you know, shout out to the team, Avenue Beats. You know, Bar, Mo, DJ Runner. Like he gives us platforms to empower us. You know, and it's what you do in those platforms. You know, I never forget, he told me this one thing. And we would go places and just be in a room. And I'm in a room with him, and it's just like boom, 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 boom. I'm not gonna say names, but it's just, it's that caliber. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. And he's like, bro, if I take you in a room and you there, believe that you're supposed to be there.
That's a fact.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
And that's empowering to someone who's,
you're doing something right.
Yeah.
You didn't make it here by luck. You weren't there just hanging out and he dragged you in.
Yeah.
You worked your way up to be able to sit in a room. Well, he knows that it's not embarrassing for you or for himself for you to be in that room.
Exactly.
You can hold your own weight.
Exactly. And that's the type of like encouragement, that we get. That's the type of encouragement that I get and that I receive. So from those points, it's a really big thing that people have to understand that, yes, you have to believe in yourself, but don't be so stuck on yourself to not learn and not take the points that you need. You have to. You got to work. You got to push. You got to study. You have to learn. You have to
be exhausted.
Yeah, you're gonna be exhausted.
Yeah,
many nights, many times. You going to.
The goats don't just become goats. They don't just become goats.
It's not an overnight thing.
Like for someone who watched Swiss Beats' career like throughout my entire life, because like again, we heard him since we were kids, and when you watch how he moved, he always evolves. He keeps evolving. He's not the same Swizz from 98, 96, right?
Yeah.
He's learning. He's evolving. He wants what's next for himself. He believes there's still more for him to fucking
exactly.
do. And you're watching someone at that fucking caliber doing that.
And he's going to do it all today.
What's your fucking excuse? You know what I mean?
You have none.
That's it. You can't say jack shit when someone is at that level. Someone that Jay-Z asks him for an opinion. Someone that Kanye has a conversation with. Like the greats of hip hop talk to this man. Right. There's a reason that happens. And there's a reason that man keeps trying to evolve and get bigger and bigger and bigger. A lot of the thing that always kills me, it's not fucking rocket science. It's you work hard and you'll find your place. Mm-hmm. And it's that simple. If you look at all the greats, they're working. When did Jay-Z stop working? We all thought like, yo, it's gonna be over. All of a sudden, no, I retired and I'm back. I'm smacking you again.
He already said he retired.
Bigger and better.
Like, I thought you retired.
Exactly.
But it's still going.
And he keeps going. Like you can't knock hard work.
Yeah.
Jay-Z is not just give you a bot out of nowhere. Because I guarantee you, Jay-Z is sitting somewhere right now and he's just freestyling in his head. He's putting things in certain perspective in certain places. By the time the moment shows, he's ready for you. He's been in the gym.
Muscle memory.
And you went from there, and then, like, how do we get to the Emmy?
How do we get to the Emmy?
Yeah. How do you get to
the road to gold?
Well, it's just boom. Boom.
You didn't expect it.
Yeah. I did not expect it. I'm not gonna even lie. I didn't expect it. We were working on Godfather Harlem. I think it was season 1.
Yeah.
So we working on that, and when we talking about exhausted. Yeah. So we're doing that. We got all the songs. We got everything in. Forrest Whitaker. Everybody come to the studio. Like Swiss just killing it. Curating it, we're doing our thing.
How is it different to work on a show than creating your own music? Do you find it more limiting compared to the creativity that you do?
Well, did I say Swiss was executive producer?
You mentioned that.
Let me say that one more time for the camera. Swiss was executive producer. In that way, it's nothing limited.
Exactly.
Okay? It's nothing limited. So what it was in this show. Now I know some shows, will give you strict guidelines and things like this. What it was in this show is his vision was that he wanted to bring music to the show that would actually just liven it up, take the show to another level, And so in doing that, the creative process was really open. It was a studio session.
Amazing.
It wasn't
fucking amazing.
It was a session. that's what we was doing. We was just sessions like we usually work, you know. And from that, you know, he has I did okay, cool. Let's do this. All right, Ty, you go with them when you do this. Cool. We do this. Av, you go with this. Let's put it together. And he, like the maestro, just maestro in the joint, and just so from that point, like it was so well put together, and I think that was the first TV show I worked on, and it showed me a lot. Showed me a lot of how you can take just like your musical genius and add it to different pieces, and what they're doing with the visuals and everything like that, and how you piece it up. Because when you see something, like when you're watching something, you see something, you need an emotion to go with that. And the right music has to fit for that emotion. And we got to create that. So, and doing that, we get to the opening song, which is DMX, Rick Ross, Swiss. So they called me. And the album, like all the music's supposed to be done. All the music's supposed to be done. And they called me and say, hey, so we think that we need a choir on this. You know, and I'm like,
Swiss.
We think, okay.
I said, huh?
Oh,
I said, we just
you
did.
thought it was done.
Yo, like,
You thought it was done.
I'm like, didn't it already go to mix? Like, we just did 2 weeks straight. Like, we're not done? No, we need a choir, but we need to be done by 6 p.m. today. And I'm like, huh?
Fetch me a choir.
So I get on the I'm like, all right. It's like, Ty, get it done. Like, we need this. So I'm like, all right, cool. Where am I going to get a choir today
Before 6 p.m.
before 6 p.m.
to get it done.
to get it done and have the piece done? So I started hearing my people. Shout out to Melody Ray. All right, that's one of my writers, amazing artist, amazing singer. So I called her and she said, "Yeah." I said, "Listen, I need a choir right now." She said,
Before 6.
"Yeah, before 6." She said, "Where we gonna do that from?" I said, "Listen, I don't care. Just who can you get right now?" So she got me about like 3 or 4 singers. And I said, all right, cool. We gonna finesse this.
We gonna figure the fuck
we
out.
gonna figure this out.
Yeah.
I said, just get to the studio ASAP. Come to the studio. I do this thing. This is my little choir trick right here. So when you're recording, you make sure that you have, voices that could sing different parts. So if you got tenor, you make sure the tenor could sing alto and soprano. So everybody that I had could sing all the different parts, which give you the different textures of the voice, which makes it a choir because
All the range of
So
flexibility.
it's like you had like 12 people and we just had 3.
exactly.
Yeah.
So what I started doing, I started recording each one of them singing their part. All right, let's record you as a group. All right, cool. Switch the mic arrangement.
Let's move this around for a second.
Switch the mic arrangement. And so the tenors over here and the sopranos over here, y'all sing this one, piece it up, put it together on a song. So it's like, all right, cool. Yeah, this is dope. I like this. It's lovely. Everybody's happy. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Oh my God.
Like, thank God we did it. We're done? You sure?
No, that's
It's-
never.
One last time.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yo, we're living this with Swizz right now.
Right.
Man.
You
We're
never-
living this.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Every time I see a Swizz text, I'm like, oh God, what the fuck does he want from me now? What's gonna happen? Like, I'm always scared as fuck whenever I see Swizz because I know it's gonna be a request. And here's the thing, like, I always love to over deliver, right?
Yeah.
So no matter what he asks of me, I want to do because it's just me. This is how I function. It's not because he's Swizz, but
Right.
that's how I function. So when I see a message from him, I'm like, I gotta need to go wake everybody up right now. And I go call everybody. Yo, I don't give a fuck what you're doing. I don't care. You're flying. You get the fuck down right now.
Let's
We
go.
need to finish this.
Yeah.
And this thing with Swizz, he's only gonna ask you once.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
If you don't do it that once, what happens after that, God knows.
Yeah, it's on you.
It's on you.
It's on you.
But he's only gonna ask once.
Yeah.
And even if you deliver, but it's not what he's looking for, you delivered.
Yeah.
You showed up, you put in the work, you did something.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that he respects that about people. You know, he would not say, oh, you pulled up and this was trash. Like he knows that you came in and you really put in the work. He knows that you love what you do and you really put your heart and soul into it. So if this is the best you got out of today, all right, yo, that's good. How about we'll visit this tomorrow?
Yeah.
And it gives you time to breathe.
I mean,
He's a great fucking leader.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, like we do a lot of music. You know what I mean? I make a lot of music. He might not say, all right, cool. Like we might be working on a project and I do something and he's like, all right, cool. That wasn't for this project. It might be for something else. It might be for this or that. You never know sometimes, but as long as you're working and you putting great energy into that work, he understands that. He knows what it is.
But it also speaks to your greatness. That's the one part that it doesn't show in the conversation that we're having. Because if you didn't really work hard, if you don't really believe in yourself, if you don't really put in that effort, Swizz won't be able to have that. You know what I mean?
Facts. Yeah,
it's because you also are dedicated to what you want to do.
Exactly.
And then you get the privilege of having a guidance from someone who should not be giving you the time of day.
Right.
And you don't take that for granted.
Right.
And because, whatever you learn is going to make you best. So you always want to be the best.
You always want to be the best.
You know what I mean?
Yes, you have to. And that's important, exactly what you're saying. Like, yeah, he's doing that, but he understands that you're putting in that work. So when, I'm putting in that work, like, yeah, I want to be the best at what I do. I want to make sure that it is what it is.
I give it my all, basically, in that.
I want to be proud of it.
I want to be, like, if my name is on it, it got to be that.
Yeah. That's my name.
That's my name.
That's my name.
If it's saying produce Musicman Ty, that's my name. You can't just put out anything. Why? Why would you do that?
I got to respect my own name.
Yeah, why would you do that? If I'm not happy with it, why would I want anyone else to be happy with it?
Yeah.
So.
And once you start disrespecting the fans, that's when you start disrespecting yourself. You know what I mean?
Like facts. You can't put out trash.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't put out trash. Like once you don't care no more, then you should just probably stop. You should probably stop.
See, that's the hardest thing.
You should probably stop.
Like I tell a lot of people they're trash, but they're not listening. That's the problem, Ty. They're not listening.
The message is not getting through.
I tried like everything, subliminal messages.
Nothing subliminal.
Hey, you trash. Trash can emoji.
Everything, all the emojis, son. Like they do not want to listen.
Oh man.
Like okay, I respect that. I think you're trash and you still want to work hard. Yeah. Good on you. Yeah. Like. Do your best.
Good luck.
But don't be trash on purpose.
Yeah, on purpose. Like, there's no room for that.
See, a lot of people disrespect creativity.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is a conversation.
Go with that.
Yeah, a lot of people disrespect creativity. They think that I'll just go there and I'll just put things together and my mind will just get it right. And then you go put out some bullshit and you disrespect people who actually sit there waiting for that one note to add it to this masterpiece they're working on.
Yeah.
And it hurts when you see someone, especially like when you look at someone that's creative and you watching him slip away because his ego ate all his creativity. And
that's deep.
Yeah, and you notice it about people because it's human behavior at the end of the day. Sometimes when you could get so big, it kills all your creativity. You got nothing anymore. You just know what you did. You cannot go after that. Yeah. And this is how you see back in the day, great artists, how they all disappear. Because they lost that touch. They lost that feeling. Remember when we were kids, we watched all those movies that like, when someone gets lost, goes back to his like neighborhood to remember that moment and stuff like that. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
It's a bad idea.
Hey, let's be honest. It doesn't work. True. If you're not respecting yourself, if you're not respecting your hobby, you're not respecting your work, if you're not respecting what you're putting your time into, it's not going to respect you back.
It's not. It's the energy you put out is the energy that you receive.
True.
Is not going to work. And many a times I had to like revert back to something, because you got to understand it's life. Yeah. Like we're in life, so things happen in life, things go through life, and you might go through things, you might do this, what it's like, okay, what you gonna do? Like from going in the studio producing, from being outside listening to music, from DJing, from having my shisha company,
Shisha everywhere, ladies and gentlemen.
Shisha everywhere.
Anytime, any day.
Hey, all the time.
All the time.
From having, my own label, MMT Entertainment, like, yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. From having to do content all day. It's a lot. So sometimes your creativity might just be like, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
Because you can get that phone call anytime. What you gonna do? So for me, I just I go back to my roots, but I go back to where I started music. What gives me life? And that's playing the instruments. That's what gives me life. So I don't care if I'm feeling down. I don't care if I'm feeling lost. I don't care if I'm feeling, and these are feelings that we all work on, but we go through them, as a human. I don't care if I'm feeling maybe something not working out. If I go back into my element and I just sit down at the piano or grab a guitar and I just zone out, meditate right there, it's nothing that can enter into that without me actually projecting what I want through my music.
That requires a lot of self-discipline.
Focus.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that goes back to the teachings that your mother gave you.
Facts.
It's because this is not something that you learned later on. This is something that you were taught early on.
Exactly.
And you carried it with you. And even though you elevated your status so many times, and from being just broke to just being Swiss's driver, and then let's be honest, the highlight of your life is Swiss's driver. All right?
I got to drive a lot.
Fuck the Emmy.
I got to drive a lot of cars. Okay, some cars that nobody ever get to drive.
If it wasn't for those teachings, all those moments would have never happened the same way they would have happened. You might have even lost the opportunity of being able to do the things that you love, because it's those teachings in the beginning is what builds you on.
Yeah, it's a foundation.
Facts.
It's a foundation.
This is like what one of my boys, I remember his pops telling us when we were kids. When you're a kid, you hear things, but you don't fucking pay attention. And then later on, I remember his father was like, as I grew up, I understood it. He was like, my job, he was telling his son, he's like, my job as a parent, it's just to give you the right foundation that when you're lost, you know where to go to. That even if I'm not here today, whenever you're lost, you know where to go to.
Right. You know how to find it.
Exactly.
Big shout out to my mom.
Shout out to moms.
And my brother.
Amen.
Shout out to your knees also for being sticking out like that.
Yeah, big knees.
A present part of the conversation.
As coming Nisi.
Oh my God, man. Listen, Ty. I appreciate you for being here.
Yeah, man.
We can do this for another 4 or 5 hours.
Conversation can keep it.
If anybody want to have this conversation, we're going to be in Al Ula next weekend.
Where we gonna be?
Oh, Al Ula.
Where?
Al Ula.
Let's get it.
How was Al Ula? You had fun last weekend?
Man, we ripped the stage, man.
I know.
We had a great time. Like I said, the energy there was amazing.
You had Rex there, my guy. Whenever Rex took us around.
Yo, Rex, the whole group, man.
Yeah.
We was partying.
Shout out to the homie Rex, man. I love my guy.
Shout out to that, man. No, we had a great time out there, and it was a great experience. We had DJ Fade out there with us, with Chrome Monkeys, DJ
shout
Runner.
out DJ Fade, DJ Runner.
It was great, man. It was fun, man. And
we're acting DJ Fade is not in the room with us. He
he
doesn't exist. He was sitting behind us the whole time.
Content king.
Content king.
But no, man, thank you guys for having me, man. And
no, man, we appreciate you.
Thank you for coming through.
We thank you for taking the time, even though we're all stuck in this house for the last 6 hours.
She's everywhere.
We're acting like we're not hanging out. Thank you for just pulling up.
Right. We was hanging out smoking shisha.
Oh, man, we appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for really opening up and telling us your thoughts and your process, man.
Yeah, man.
And your story.
I just wanted to share with you guys and share with the people, because a lot of people don't know. They when people see me, they really literally be like, "Oh, you lit? You just got on? You lit?" Nah.
They don't know.
Nah, bro. This was work. You know what I mean? And and I believe in myself. Like,
Bro, that's it. That's all you need.
yeah, I was gonna say, have no fear.
That's me. That's what you need.
The Music Man is
I mean,
here.
ladies and gentlemen, I gave him so much shit before the podcast, and the man took it.
Oh, he was losing it. He was losing it on me. I'm like, whoa, I'm in for a treat today.
As usual.
We keep that shit off the podcast. Ty, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank
shout
you,
out to
brother.
you. Shout out to Swizz. Shout out to Noor. Good intentions.
Yeah, good
Shout out to
intentions.
everybody. Shout out to Faith sitting behind us, you know, like
Yeah.
being
Amen.
all respectful and nice and shit. You know? It's very rare for you. I'm joking.
It's very rare for you.
I'm joking. All right, man. We appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you for
guys.
everybody for being here. We appreciate all y'all. I know we usually go out with our outro, but fuck the outro today. We just this is fucking amazing, man, and I appreciate you so much. And this has been the Kabsa XP. I'm joking. Thank you so much for joining us, and we out.
Yeah.
Peace.
out.
Kai, thank you so much, man.
Thank you.
I look
Shishi
forward to the
everywhere.
weekend. This weekend.
Oh, this weekend.
This
lit.
weekend. This weekend.
Swizzy gonna be out there.
Swizz is gonna be out
Turn
there.
up team.
Moya listening party. If you want to hear the album come through, I mean, if you can find
Good luck.
Finding a flight.
Good luck.
Yo, let me tell you, the Thursday 1 p.m. flight, it's all us. Like we are the
We got
fucking
it.
flight.
Grab it,
That's
PJ.
It's done. There's no business class. Don't look for it. Don't.
Sold up.
It's sold out. Anyway, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for
you,
being
brother.
here. Shout out to the boys behind me for not doing nothing stupid today.
Thank you.
know, take notes. See, I see. I train them well. I also know how to lead. All right,
You're a good leader.
I'm a good leader. That's it. I'm cut off their mics right now. All right, we out.
Podcast,
Peace.
buddy.
Yeah.
Peace
Thank you,
out,
man.
man.
Peace.
Thank you, man.
Peace.